What is going on, everyone? Jason, also known as the Train Freak, and also known as Colonel Cotton Belt, here to give you a huge announcement. Really big announcement. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get into it, right? For those who don't know, I started my YouTube channel in May. I believe it was May the 7th of 2020. So, it's May 2025. That marks 5 years. Who would have thought some normal, average guy in Arkansas, of all states, because I know a lot of y'all make jokes about us people in Arkansas, but Arkansas, of all states, to hit a fan base or a subscriber base of 2.2 thousand. You know, I thought I'd never hit 1,000, let alone 2.2 in 5 years. Now, I know there's some channels out there that they blew my doors off. And hey, that's great. Congratulations to them. But for me, I think that is a huge accomplishment. So, over the past 6 months to a year, I have been contemplating on, does my channel name, The Train Freak, does it really fit my YouTube channel? Does it fit what I'm doing? And it really doesn't. If I was doing all things trains, no matter what scale, if it was, I was running a mix between American, Australian, which I don't have any Australian stuff. I might have a locomotive, it's just not decaled in Australian. Or a European. I do have one European train. It's right here. Il Treno Passeggeri. And it's a Lima. So I do have an Italian train. So Anthony Dodge, you're not the only one. You're not the only American. I just don't run mine. I do have an Asian toy train, but it's at work. But it's not one that I could run on my layout. It's totally different, and it's actually from Tokyo, and the whole box has no English on it. It's all Japanese, so I couldn't even tell you exactly what it says, but I have taken it out and played with it some. It's pretty cool. But if I was doing all of that on my channel, then that would make sense. If I was really busy, again, with the rail fanning and stuff, which sometimes I'll do like a lunchtime rail fanning live stream, you know, chasing trains, which I did try to chase Union Pacific's newest locomotive, the 1616. And when I got notification that it left North Little Rock, they said that it left 5 minutes ago, left more like 20 minutes ago. And when I got to the tracks, I was 2 minutes too late. So I ended up missing it, which really stunk. But if I was doing more of that stuff, then the Train Freak would definitely make more sense for my channel as a whole. Now, I do want to say I am very grateful for all of you 2.2 thousand people that have subscribed and that have supported me over the last 5 years. I definitely got to say that. I am even more grateful for those that have either been or currently are a YouTube channel member or a Patreon. Your support has gone a lot farther, you know, because of the financial things. You've helped pay for some of the prizes, you know, that I have given away, and I do have, and I'm working on the next contest, just FYI. Prizes, they're en route. But that's another story for another day. But, you know, I just want to say an extended thank you to y'all. Because, you know, those prizes, they cost money, you know, and it comes straight out of my pocket. But back to my huge announcement. So like I said, I felt like the Train Freak was no longer a fitting for what my YouTube channel is doing. So I have decided, the huge announcement is I am rebranding. Now, what am I rebranding to? It's a good question. I gotta thank my buddy Mystic Railroad for this one. He used to call me, I believe it was Captain Colonel Belt, years ago. It was, well, a year and a half ago. And I ended up getting this book here. It is a Cotton Belt Color Pictorial by Steve Allen Gowen. And I was looking through the book after he's been calling me Captain Cotton Belt for, a few months. And I came across this page, it's on page 72, of Cotton Belt actually had a mascot, believe it or not. And not Captain, but Colonel. Now, I'm going to read this to you so that way you know what it is. Colonel Cottonbelt. Meet Colonel Cottonbelt, a friendly little mint, julep, and magnolia type gentleman of the Old South. Well, I live in the South. Complete with a white mustache and goatee. My mustache is not white. My goatee's starting to get a little bit of salt in it. Or my beard. I used to wear a goatee. Foot-long stogie. I don't even know if I could even find those. Brocaded vest, flowing tie, and gold-headed cane. He symbolizes the friendliness not only of the territory through which the Cotton Belt operates, but that of the railroad's personnel. Well, I am going to be one of the most friendly people you ever meet in the Model Railroad YouTube community. Because I'm one of those that, as long as you don't cross me, I will be your friend. And I don't have a problem being your friend. And even if you cross me, I'll still probably be your friend. But with that being said, like I said, I felt like Train Freak, now that's not going to change. I'm still going to be the Train Freak. I'm the one, the only. There's a lot of imitators out there, but I am the one and the only Train Freak. But I felt like me being the Train Freak, that is not reflecting on my channel. Not reflecting what I do. Guys, I modeled the Cotton Belt in 1958. Back when that mascot was active. For those who don't know, the Cotton Belt formed, I believe it was in 1932. No, it formed before then. I don't remember when it formed. In 1932 is when Southern Pacific acquired all of the Cotton Belt stock, or St. Louis Southwestern. And then in 1992, 60 years later, is when Southern Pacific fully merged the Cotton Belt in. So Cotton Belt was a subsidiary for like 60 years. Now, when do I model the Cotton Belt? What is so big to me about the Cotton Belt? Where I grew up, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, we had two railroads. Well, when I grew up, it was the Cotton Belt and, at the time, Union Pacific. I was born 4 years after Union Pacific took over the Missouri Pacific. But they still ran a lot of Mopac power through there. But the Cotton Belt had major railroad operations there. And most of the people that lived in Pine Bluff that worked for the railroad worked for the Cotton Belt. My grandpa being one of them. Now, I will say that when he retired less than 50 days after Union Pacific took over Southern Pacific, that would have been in 96, it put a sour taste not just in his mouth but in my mouth as well. And that's why I never went and worked for the railroad. So but you know, I do love trains wholeheartedly, and that's why I modeled the Cotton Belt with a mix, a little bit of Southern Pacific in there, because it was all mixed in. So with that being said, I've decided that my channel name is going to be called Colonel Cotton Belt. And yes, I'm going to be modeling the Cotton Belt 1958. That's not changing. All right, my logo. That's not changing either. Well, I'm keeping it. I will have another logo, and you'll just have to wait and see what it is. I can't use this one because then that would be a copyright infringement with Union Pacific. And the last thing I need is to use a logo that they own on a monetized channel and then try to come and sue me. So that's not happening. But I will use a logo that they do not own. All right. It might be Colonel Cotton Belt himself. You never know. So there will be a rebranding process in place. I will be changing the color of the fonts from blue to a different color. I'm going to have to figure out I don't know if I'm going to use daylight colors, if I'm going to go to Cotton Belt's original paint scheme, which would be the yellow and gray. It's not the same yellow and gray as UP. It's a different yellow and gray. Or if I try to find something with the Black Widow. Which is kind of more SP, but Cotton Belt used the Black Widow too. They also used what was called the Halloween scheme, which was black and orange. So I don't know exactly which paint scheme I'm going to, or color scheme that I'm going to use for my fonts and stuff, but I will get that figured out, and that's all going to change place like here within the next month or so. Train Freak Hobbies. That is not changing at all. TrainFreakHobbies.com will still forward over to Colonel Cotton Belt on YouTube. Train Freak Hobbies, for those who don't know, I'm in business as a consultant for layout design. So I do layout design. I also do LCC. I sell the equipment for LCC, so that way if you want, you can do prototypical signaling on your layout. Just like I'm doing on my layout. I am also a factory trained installer through Soundtracks and have been since, I believe, 2016. So, and I am the only one in the state of Arkansas that I know of that is factory trained. And if George is following me, he can confirm that hopefully in the comments below. If there is anyone else in the state of Arkansas that is or is not factory trained. However, I am factory trained. So I am a distributor with Soundtracks, with RR circuits, and custom signaling systems. So, questions. If you have any questions, feel free to put it down in the chat below. I will most likely end up doing a follow-up Q&A. But if you're going to ask, well, why did I change? I just told you. Colonel Cotton Belt fits my channel a whole lot better than the Train Freak does, but I am still going to be the Train Freak. You will still see me from time to time wearing my Train Freak stuff. And for those who's got Train Freak coffee mugs out there, stickers and whatnot, don't get rid of it. Because it is still me, it's still who I am. I love all things trains. I'm just not doing all things trains on my layout. So just, so that way you know. So yes, Train Freak is still here. You can still call me Train Freak or Freak in the chats when I see you. But like I said, I just want to do something that's going to reflect my channel. It's been 5 years, and so I feel like I need to do something that's right. So like I said, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so, because you're missing out on a lot. Next video is going to be programming signals for prototypical operations. So if you want to see a signal actually work, you really need to check out the next video that's going to come out. And so not that that requires you subscribing, but it also requires you filling in the bell. And if you like the content that I put on my channel, make sure that you hit that thumb up. That shows me your support more than anything else. So if you like supporting the Train Freak or Colonel Cotton Belt, hit the thumbs up. Doesn't mean you have to agree with the change of the name, but show me your support. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so like I said, if you got any questions, I will be doing a Q&A. Put them down in the comments below. I will tally them. And hopefully, if I have enough questions, maybe I'll have a pretty good Q&A. Maybe I'll do it live. And then allow some of y'all to even ask more questions. So other than that, I'm going to let you go. Y'all be safe out there. I wish y'all a great week to come. And happy railroading.